Despite global economic growth, the world is still facing a variety of challenges, including climate change, hunger, poverty, environmental degradation, and now, a global disease that has exacerbated the suffering that humanity is experiencing. Extreme hunger and undernourishment are still obstacles to a sustainable development. It creates a snare that triggers less productivity, diseases, and perpetuates poverty. However, other forms of malnutrition are also increasing, while more than 800 million people are extremely poor and chronically undernourished. Another 1.9 billion are overweight, and 600 million of those are obese. Hunger, however, is limited to specific areas, especially those affected by conflict, drought, and extreme poverty. The emergence of artificial intelligence and its progressively wider impact on many sectors requires an assessment of its effect on the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Using a consensus-based expert elicitation process, we find that artificial intelligence can enable the accomplishment of 134 targets across all the goals. On the global agenda, we explore the development opportunities across all the 17 goals, from zero hunger to reduced inequalities, clean water, and renewable energy. Despite global economic growth picking up gradually, the world is still facing extreme hunger and undernourishment. These obstacles create a snare that triggers less productivity, disease, and perpetuates poverty. The COVID-19 pandemic has further exposed the weakness of various agricultural institutions and supply chains across the world, and thus the use of artificial intelligence for farming has become the go-to solution to solve the challenges facing the agricultural sector at this point. Responsive drip irrigation farming gives us more insight on the use of artificial intelligence for agriculture. Thanks for having me at Farmwell. What is responsive drip irrigation doing when it comes to helping the food shortage that's currently going on, not just in Africa, not just in Nigeria, but around the world?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. Responsive drip irrigation system is an innovation that has come to transform agricultural, sector all over the world. It is produced by the Americans organization, and it can be deployed in various places. What it means is, the plant responds to the technology as if they're in a natural environment. Ideally, in the fields where the plants grow, their roots, when they need nutrient and water, releases a kind of hormone, kind of chemical that they call exudates. This would attract water and nutrients, and there are about a kind of nutrient that normally attracts from the soil. So this particular system that's being deployed, is like an artificial intelligence being used in crop production. So it mimics the natural environment of plants. When the plants here needs nutrient and water, their roots still release that hormone, or they call exudates. We want to call it the chemical that the roots release. Like hunger pangs, when you feel like you're hungry, yes. You have hunger pangs, that's what happens. And this system responds to that discharge from the plants. And on the surface of this, as smooth as it is, yes. It has billions of micropores. So these pores will open, and the plants will have just enough nutrient and water that they require. When they're satisfied, closes back. So
when it comes to the plants, are these selective? Because I can see there's certain kinds of plants here. Are yes. They selective to the plants, or are they quantities or measures when it comes to this particular artificial intelligence device?
Yeah, thank you. Well, they're not selective. It can be used to grow any crop. But the environment that you grow the crops also have to be considered. Some plants don't do well in the open during rainy season. Crops like tomato does not do well in in the rain.
Yes.
Because when the rains touch their leaves, they may have fungal infection. That's why you discover that in Nigeria, for example, the tomato does not do well. They're expensive because they cannot farm now. But this method is the smartest, nutrient and water delivery system that's ever made in the world.
Is this targeted at small scale? Is it something that can be beneficial even to the small scale farmers, or is this more of an industrial level type of merchandise?
Yes, everybody have a place in this. Even the message we are preaching, one is that hunger has no season. Therefore, farming should have no season. So you should be able to farm throughout the whole year. Both raining, both harmattan, both spring, anytime you can farm throughout the whole year. Two, you can farm in small breeze. You can have a small garden in your house, in your car park. What I'm going to do there is to deploy a kind of car wash using shade nets, like a car wash. I can take 2 units of this. You can put only 1 unit, you can put 1 line on your wall, only 1 on your wall. Grow what you eat. The idea is, in the urban cities, we should not be waiting for people from the remote areas to bring food again for us to eat. We should be able to produce 20% of what we are consuming. And every home should be able to produce what he or herself is consuming. No matter how small, if you want to deploy it in a large scale, maybe on 1 hectare of land or 9 hectares of land, then you can also.
How is the use of artificial intelligence important for farming? How exactly does this work?
Okay, let me explain it this way. For whatever plant eats,
Yes.
it's what the plant converts. Maybe to make it easier, if you are growing fish,
Yes.
if you want to grow 1 kg of fish, there's something we call biomass. You need to give 1 kg of feed, if that feed is okay. The only problem you may have is there's a particular time of the day that fish maximizes what they eat. And that's the same thing with plants. Naturally, we guess when to give water. Give the plant water in the day, don't give in the noon time. And then, look at this particular plant.
Yes.
Science tells us that give them about 1.2 to 1.5 liters of water, because they are fruiting here. When they start to fruit, you increase that. But it's all, in a way, guesswork. Now, with the responsive drip, the artificial intelligence part of it is the plant determines what it takes, not you. The water is in the drip, it stays there. When the plant is hungry, it releases what we call the exudate.
How does it release?
It's a natural thing, organic chemistry. It's a natural phenomenon for all plants to release exudate at the root zone. We also call the root zone the rhizosphere, whatever.
Yes.
Now, so when that is released, the drip senses that exudate, and then the pulse opens up.
Wow.
As it opens, it releases water and the particular nutrients that the plant needs. So the plant takes it. The moment the plant is okay, the pulse closes back. So it does not give too much, it does not give too little. It gives exact amount. So with that, it varies from plant to plant. That's why we can have different type of plants planted on the same terrain. Look at this, look at this. Their water requirement and nutrient requirement is different. So at each time, it takes whatever. You can grow plant. What we cannot do before, it must be plant of the same age and all that. The technology helps you to do that. Variety. Exactly. And the major part is you save even more water. With this technology, you are saving over 95% of the water you will have required if you are growing outside.
What responsive drip irrigation system will do is to make farming easier, simpler. Make you able to farm throughout the whole season, throughout the whole year. You are making profit. It reduces the time that your crops start producing. It improves your yield. Nutrients are readily available for the crops. The crops, therefore, have no reason not to do very well. It will provide jobs, to the common man. It can be deployed in any system.
The average age of farmer in Nigeria is 60. Old people are the ones farming in Nigeria. Young people don't want to farm because it's dirty, it's not so rewarding. Now with this technology, you can farm like this.
Artificial intelligence can be very effective in forecasting food shortage. As an active participant in frontline plan to end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. To overcome hunger, misery, and social exclusion, it is essential that artificial intelligence is aligned with human values. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Global Agenda. Until next week, I'm Ukemere Tokwa. Bye-bye.